Hi, it's me. I'm back, Audrey O'Connell. I am doing extremely well, exactly 2 weeks post-op from my brain decompression surgery to cure, hopefully forever, my Chiari malformation 1. So the first video, I was 1 week post-op, still in quite a bit of pain, but from 1 week ago to now, as you can see, I'm able to, put on my makeup. This is the second day I put my makeup on. Yesterday I put it on. I went to my 2 week follow-up with my doctor, with my surgeon. So I put my makeup on yesterday. Didn't really do my hair. My scalp was really sore. Still is, but I got the stitches out yesterday. So that made a huge difference in the tightness in my scalp. I feel it relaxing a little bit. By the way, no pain. I was so nervous about getting the stitches out. I was anticipating it and just freaking out. Now, I did take some medicine before I went, so maybe that helped, but nothing. I barely felt her back there taking those stitches out. She was done in like 5 minutes. So, my older sister who had the surgery 6 years ago, she had a very different experience. She said she was in tears and it was horrible. And, but everybody's different, maybe they had different stitches in her hair, in her scalp, like, who knows what the difference was. So my experience was just different. That's why part of why I'm doing this video is because if it wasn't for me having my sister to really kind of guide me through a lot of stuff, give me a lot of tips for aftercare and different things like that, I would have just not known what to expect. I may have never done this because I was so scared, and I didn't know if it was even going to work. But watching her now and seeing how well she's doing in life and how, great life has been for her since, I was like, it's a no-brainer. Like, I have to, get my life back. So to that. So I felt different from the moment I woke up from the operating table. I think I mentioned this in the first video. It was like that elephant that's been sitting on top of me for years and years. It was just gone. Now, yeah, I wanted to die because the pain was so bad, but I still felt different in my body. So back to that, now fast forward 2 weeks, I get to really start really feeling, the effects from that positive, new feeling that I have throughout my body, which is just, relief. Like I just was in pain 24/7. Like every waking moment, I was in pain. I was just miserable. Like I had been hiding from the world for few years now, more so in the last few years, but even prior to that, when symptoms started, all these doctors telling me I had fibromyalgia, I had chronic fatigue, like I've been diagnosed with so many different like chronic disorders, and they're telling me, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. Here's some medicine, and put me on Lyrica and some Balta and like all these different medicines with all these terrible, terrible side effects, and fluctuating weight gain, weight loss, this and that. And it just was years of just being misdiagnosed, you guys. Like I know if you're watching this, probably means that you may be going through this, or you may think you have either been diagnosed with Chiari, or you think you have Chiari, or you just want a little more, maybe just want to know more about it because like, what the heck is Chiari, right? But the thing is it's a major surgery. Okay, it's brain surgery. They are going to do a craniotomy. They're going to open your brain through your skull. Okay, your skull is going to get drilled on. They're going to open it. It's major. There are things that could happen. You could not wake up. Like, yes, all these, you could. I had to get past all that. Everybody has their own time that it takes them to come to grips with the fact that I may lay on the table, I may not wake back up. And then the pain. Yes, you're going to have to go through the pain. I'm a drama queen. If I did it, anybody can do it, okay? You're going to have to go through the pain. You're going to have an amazing support system if you want to heal properly. I've had an amazing support system. I have my husband, I have my mother, I have my sisters, I have friends, my daughter, my son. They've all been supportive in their own special way, whether it's just reaching out to me, encouraging words, like all of that. Every single one of those things are important. Just having people to physically be here for you is key. That's at the top of the list. My mom here, she's still here. She's been here the whole time since I got home, cooking, cleaning, just waiting on me hand and foot, anything I need, just keeping me from doing stuff I'm not supposed to be doing, because I will do that. Everybody wants me to heal fast, heal right. And, it's been remarkable, like in my husband, make sure I give him credit where credit is due. He's been phenomenal, amazing, like start to finish. He was there when I opened my eyes, and he hasn't left my side since. He was there when I was begging him to kill me, and he didn't leave me still, as crazy as that sounded. I can see that he's super excited watching me get better. And, just simple things like last night, I was like, oh, I'm going to fix your plate for you for dinner. And he's like, oh, you're fixing plates again? I'm like, yeah. Just little simple stuff that, just to show him I love him. And, he knows that's huge. Like, I wasn't able to do that several days ago. I mean, I could barely walk around, So it's been, the 2 weeks were not easy, but they definitely were worth it. I would do this over and over again if I had to feel like I finally gotten my life back. Like, I actually feel super positive about everything. Looking forward to getting back to work. Looking forward to just doing things I haven't done for years, like actually working out in a gym. Couldn't do any of that. I was limited on so much stuff because any little thing I did, I would end up, damaging more of my, I have all these slip discs and all this stuff in my neck and in my back. And like it didn't take much. I literally barely tapped my bottom on my tailbone on a chair, and it landed me in the emergency room the next day. So it's just been, several years of constantly, oh, I can't do that. Telling my kids, my husband, like, oh, we can't do that. That's too, strenuous. Or, oh, no, I don't want to go on vacation. I'd have to sit on a plane for, I can't even sit still for, 30 minutes at a time. So, work was always an issue for me with my career. It was like, I'm like, people probably think something is really wrong with me. I mean, I couldn't sit still. I was up 30, 45 minutes. Every 30, 45 minutes, I walk to the bathroom, or I just have to stand up at my desk. I mean, I've had to rearrange my entire life, around this disease. And it's created me to miss out on a lot. It's caused my family to miss out on a lot. I've modified obviously as much as I could, and I pushed myself past the limit every single day. I never just, gave up. I mean, I always found a way to work, and I always found a way to take care of my house and my family, but I just couldn't do it at 100% or even 80% or even 75. It just wasn't there. It just hasn't been there for many years. So my point is that if you are contemplating having the surgery, don't. Just get it done, get it past you, so you can move on with your life. It was life-changing for me. It was life-changing for my sister. And that's the best I can tell you. I mean, the physical scars of, back of my head, huge Frankenstein scar that's never going to go away. But I mean, look at me, like, you can't even see it. It's covered, my head's sore. It feels like I have a big, giant, thick piece of leather sewed onto the back of my head. It doesn't even feel human right now, and it's so sensitive to touch it. Like, I don't want anybody to touch it. And, it's sore, but you know what? Like, that'll go eventually. it'll eventually get better. It may not be back to normal, but I don't care. I'll take it any day over what I had to deal with before. So I can't think of anything else to say besides just showing you that 2 weeks later, I am getting better every day, getting closer to normal, back to, prior to surgery as far as appearance, internally, I feel great. I'm eating well. That's really important that you eat well, get all your nutrients so you can heal quick. Like, key, very key. Like, I've been eating like a champ. The medicines, now that I'm not having to take as much, my stomach feels better. I'm over all that stuff. And, it was a rough start. I mean, it was tough. I had anxiety. I was calling the doctor and crying and, yeah, on all them steroids, and it was just making me kind of kooky. I went through it a little for a few days. I had a little rough spot, but it's done. I'm almost over it. And I'm ready to get my business back up and running. I'm ready to just start living life, go walking with my family, go to the gym. Just the smallest little things, like make me happy, like making my husband a plate last night. Like just those small little things that sometimes we take for granted that, when we're not able to do it, it's like, I can't do anything, So I've just been taking it easy, listening to my doctors, listening to my sister, my mom, and, taking it 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. I'm bored to death. I'm ready to get back to work, but I know it's not time yet. I know there's a time for everything, and right now is still just a time for me to take this all in and heal properly, and then I can just get back into the game. So hopefully I covered everything in this video that, as far as like if you're having any anxieties about, afterwards, and, am I going to ever be normal again? If they cut my brain open, yes, you're going to be normal again, and you're going to be happy you did it. So just carve out some time in your life. I think getting laid off and COVID, it actually, as much as I hate to say this, was kind of a blessing in disguise, because I kept putting these things off. Like, oh yeah, I don't have time for brain surgery. But then now I got nothing but time. So, I'm glad. I'm really happy. I don't regret it. I'm glad I got it done. I'm glad I'm on the other side, the better side of it. And, good luck if, you're thinking about it, or if you end up having it. And hopefully your experiences are similar to mine, like really good, and, everything goes great, and, you have a good support system like I did, because you got to have it. Don't think you can go home and take care of yourself. You absolutely 1000% cannot take care of yourself, at least for like 2 to 3 weeks. Like you won't, it's not possible. You're going to have blurriness and pain, and you're not going to be able to walk and get out of bed by yourself. Like my mom had to shower me the first few days, and, so you can't do this on your own. It's a joint effort. So don't even think about it. So if you don't have a support system and you can't hire a nurse, then it's not the right time. So good luck and goodbye.